First of all, thank you so much for the invitation. Once again, I'm honored to be here for the second time. What you have raised is a very important dilemma nowadays, because those countries who stand up for their own sovereignty are being challenged and on many occasions attacked pretty much. Our position is crystal clear. Our foreign policy is being navigated by the national interest. Hungary first, may I paraphrase. Hungary first. National interest comes first. What I think is missing now a lot from international politics, and this might be the reason why the sovereignists and the patriots are being attacked very heavily, is mutual respect. Mutual respect is absolutely missing, is absolutely absent currently from the international political arena. Look at the debates. Once you raise an issue which does not fall 100% in line with the liberal mainstream, you are either being considered as a right extremist, fascist, Nazi, whatever, or you are being considered the spy of the Russians, the propagandist of the Kremlin, or the friend of Putin. These are the two extremes you can choose if you are not in line with the liberal mainstream fully. And I think this is very sad, because this shows that the intellectual level of standards of international political debates now is very low. And I regret to say that the European Union is leading the pack in this regard in a negative way. In a negative way. In the last couple of years, it was very complicated to carry out a rational kind of dialogue within the European political arena. With the war breaking out in Ukraine, this became basically impossible. For example, when it comes to energy, which is the most physical issue of the world, because you need pipelines, you need ships, you need gas, you need oil, and it's obvious that you cannot heat your homes with political statements or press conferences. Even this issue is being super over-politicized. So I think that if countries of the world, if governments are able to come back a little bit from over-politicizing, from over-ideologizing things, and if international liberal mainstream stops putting patriots on the side, the whole international political arena will improve a lot. With President Trump winning in the United States, it has improved a lot immediately, because those who have been marginalized are now in the mainstream. Those who have been pushed aside are now becoming the majority. And I think that patriotism and sovereignistic approach is now becoming an approach which used to be sidelined, but is becoming more and more mainstream. So big changes are going on in international politics in this regard.
Peter, I could agree on one element. Let's make it crystal clear, as you said, and let's talk no values, let's talk interests. And we are in Armenia, and our colleagues are interested what Europeans think about countries that aspire to join European Union. We had yesterday Prime Minister of Slovakia, Mr. Fico, who was speaking at the opening, and he said that if Ukraine will fulfill accession criteria of EU membership, he will vote yes. What is the Hungarian statement, and what is your crystal clear position on it? But crystal clear, just straightforward.
Sure. I mean, you can't expect anything else from me. So when it comes to enlargement of the European Union, there's a big hypocrisy in the room. Why? Because the majority of the EU member states say totally different things in front of public than behind closed doors. In front of public, they are in favor of enlargement. When we are behind closed doors, they bring forward a long list of obstacles why enlargement cannot take place. Look at the poor Montenegrins. Sorry to say that, Philip. I mean, Montenegro is here. A country which cannot endanger European Union neither with size nor with population. A country which is already member of the Eurozone. A country which is already member of NATO. Why we don't accept Montenegro as member of the European Union? Why we don't accept Serbia as a member of the European Union? Why we don't do so with North Macedonia? Look, my friend,
but question about Armenia.
Yeah, the countries of the Western Balkans have been in the waiting room for an average of 15 years now. So what kind of pro-enlargement policy we are speaking about? Keeping these countries 15 years in line. Your question regarding Ukraine. To be honest, based on the current circumstances, I can't imagine that Ukraine fulfills the necessary criteria in a foreseeable future.
If they fulfill.
Sorry?
If they fulfill.
I can't see that coming, to be honest, because we have a lot of experience with them. We have a big Hungarian community there, rights of which are being violated very badly.
So you don't want to give
Sorry?
You don't want to give a hope to Ukrainians that they can join one day EU?
Well, there's an expression which is being used in the European Union, which is merit-based process. This is what the Western Balkan guys have to listen to, merit-based process. Being in war is not a merit. So in this regard, at least for sure. So when it comes to EU membership, there's a very, very clear list of criteria. I don't see them coming closer to fulfill that, but there's going to be a referendum in Hungary where the people can make a very clear choice whether they support Ukraine becoming a member of the European Union or not. And since we are a democratic government, we will follow the will of the people.
Well, I think this is the diplomatic way away from the question. You know, we do not ask questions about taxes to the public. I mean, there is no referendum on taxes. And sometimes we have
but this is not about
from
taxes.
Politicians. I know, but this is a strategic interest of both Ukraine and Hungary. So maybe some of those questions should be taken by the leadership. So.
No, but we are not afraid of asking the opinion of people in strategic issues. We have been carrying out national consultancies in many, many issues, like the Constitution as well, like migration, like family policy, like our approach to Brussels. And we have always respected the will of the people. Look, you are a Polish. You have an experience about the approach of Brussels to your former government, which equals to the approach of Brussels to our current government. We are always under attack for rule of law, for democracy. And whenever we turn to the people to ask them, we are bashed for asking the people. Then my question is, what is democracy if not asking the people and fulfilling their wish? That's democracy. You know, we have been faced with the approach that if it is not a liberal party to win elections, it's not a democracy. If a right-wing party wins elections, it's a dictatorship. And I fully disagree with that. Democracy is about asking the will of the people. Once they express their will, the government has to perform according to that. That's my definition about democracy.